So Titans, judging by the title that you've probably already read and you already know about, this is going to be a very interesting video because I want to talk about quite a few things related to this. But first, there's something I have to say. Actually, I think I'm going to leave it to somebody else because they put it a lot better than what I ever could.
Titans are back, bitches!
What is up, Titans? Welcome back to a brand new Titans Season 3 video, basically. It is crazy. If you didn't already know, which you probably already do, Titans has been renewed for Season 3. So this video is about me kind of reacting to Season 3 of Titans. I kind of knew that this was happening anyway, but now I want to give my predictions and things that I want to see Titans do in Season 3 in this video. But I feel like it is an appropriate time, you know, considering we're 10 episodes in, episode 11 is out this week. I can generally say where things are probably going to go by the end of this season, and I think I can make some wants and requests or just, you know, desires voiced to you guys from what I want to see from Season 3. So I would love you guys to participate at the same time. I know I always encourage discussion in the comment section down below, but this video is more relevant than ever. So I know we haven't finished Season 2 yet, but I think we can make some judgments and stuff as to what we need and want to see from Season 3, and I've definitely got some ideas right off the top of my head that I want to see in Season 3. So let me know yours down in the comments below. Also, if you want to just explore that with me further, because I'm very active in my Discord server. When I plugged it in my last review, by the way, so many of you joined. Holy crap. So I will leave that link in the top pinned comment again, because there's a lot of Titans fans in my Discord server. We're starting a freaking mini community just in the Titans channel there. So yeah, join that server if you want to talk even further about this with me outside this video. And lastly, everyone, before we dive into the detailed Titans talk, if you want to show your support for this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit that like button, subscribe, but with the notification bell button ticked, just because YouTube doesn't send out notifications. And if you want to make sure you see every DC Universe update video on any show, yeah, click that button. So Titans coming back for another season makes me very happy. I mean, it's no secret at all that I'm a really big fan of Titans. You know, DC Universe in general is my preferred kind of platform, just because I feel like it does personally, in my opinion, appeal to me a little bit more. I prefer them more as to what people say edgy, even though I think it isn't just, oh, you know, all it is a CW show swearing. No, it really isn't. It's filmed a lot better, and there's like a billion other reasons that I can say. And in fact, I have a whole video in the cards above if you want to get into that. But I'm not trying to spew a hate thing, by the way. Just disclaimer, I'm a fan of the CW. I wouldn't review The Flash and Arrow if I didn't love those shows. But what I'm trying to say is, I like DC Universe and Titans for what it does offer us, with as many flaws as what it has as well. And that's kind of what I want to get into in this portion from what I want in Season 3, is pointing out some of the flaws of Titans Season 2. Even though I feel like it has stepped up from Season 1, this season has had some things where I have been like, okay, you know, as much as I love what you're doing here, Titans, I really need to kind of see this in Season 3. And what are those things? I have enjoyed it more than Season 1, but the thing is, in Season 3, given the end of this season, which, by the way, don't worry, I don't know exactly how it's going to end, but I think it's safe to assume that we're going to have the Titans, the TV show being the Titans, actually being the Titans. Kind of what I went into Season 2 hoping it would be like, but quickly learned that Season 2 is also another journey, and hopefully Season 3 will actually be about them going out more suited up, more action. While as much as I've enjoyed and understood what they're doing this season, and well, let me preface it in general. Season 1 was about, you know, the Titans finding each other. You know, when I say Titans, they're members of the Titans we know they will one day be. So we had Dick Grayson meeting Rachel, we had Beast Boy come into the fold, we had, of course, had Corey, we had, and then like the background context of that was also Dick Grayson breaking out of Batman's shadow and losing that angst and, you know, kind of complex he had surrounding and kind of stigma with Bruce Wayne. Season 2 is all about his Dick Grayson's journey. To be honest, again, it's another journey season. Just because we had the Titans Tower is what also I just, you know, another bracket kind of thing is also what probably led us, a lot of us, to believe as fans that, oh, there's gonna be a lot more action this season. But that's also one of the main critiquing points I'll get onto, is the lack of, yeah, I think we felt like we would get a lot more of that, but really we kind of learned that just because the Titans are in a Titans Tower Tower. There's still been a lot of learning curve and talking and everything like that that's been going on this season, whilst, you know, also adding in the very entertaining element of the past, which, you know, I've still really enjoyed what they've done there, because Deathstroke was great. They were in action before in a Titans Tower, which gave some of my favorite flashback episodes like Aqualad. That stuff being sewed into this season was good, but I'm really looking forward to when this kind of season is over in a nice way, in terms of how it will be in those final episodes, or the final episodes in the finale, with Dick Grayson literally suited up as Nightwing and leading a team, probably against Deathstroke, since we know he said, if you ever suit up again, or sorry, if you ever bring back the Titans again, I will kill every single last one of you. And I know for some people it's been like, this is too little too late, but I get it. It has been a very slow burner on that front. But this is why I am so optimistic about season 3, because yeah, I've taken quite a while to get to this point, but season 3, Titans, you need to bring the action in. I get what you've done, but with season 3, starting with Nightwing actually there, you have to assume the Titans will be reunited, and this is why we need to focus on more of a, you know, actual heroic season next season, whereas at the minute it really has been an engaging story with Deathstroke and everything. I'm really not negating that. It's been awesome. S.I. Morales' Deathstroke is absolutely phenomenal. But season 3 was, I don't want a villain of the week formula like the CW, because I'm not a huge fan of that, just because when you do that every week, it sometimes lessens whatever villain you're going to bring in. And I don't think that would work with the way DC Universe conducts its shows like Titans. What I do think you should do, though, is amongst the main storyline next season, which is obviously going to be something big, and it's going to be in a similar style to, like, I'm not saying exactly like Deathstroke, but you know the way DC Universe will conduct it. It's like they will be scattered. There will be this main threaty element that will be coursing through the veins of season 3 with 13 episodes, I'm assuming. But why not bring in every other episode a villain like Dr. Light for the Titans to handle from the Titans Tower, whilst amongst, you know, the scattered main villain of the season, which is apparently, and very well could be, Blackfire coming to Earth, mixed in with possible other elements of Lex Luthor. Obviously, we're nowhere near season 3 yet, but the echoes of, you know, through the grapevine, so to speak, is that Blackfire will be coming to Earth. That's not a mega surprise, you know, just with like what's already being established with the Corey slow burning storyline with Blackfire, and she might be one of the main threats of season 3, but I think you should double it up. Like, I'm absolutely fine with that. Blackfire will be interesting, but why not double it up with what's going on with Superboy? I know they can't necessarily use Lex Luthor with what's going on with what happened with Supergirl and stuff, but I think we kind of need more than Blackfire, because I just can't imagine that fans are going to be completely and utterly engaged through like just an all-out main villain in Blackfire. I mean, maybe you will, but I feel like we need a bit more oomph than just Blackfire personally. And why not? Because we've got other antagonists that you can introduce from other characters like Connor Kent, and other things like that. Maybe they can introduce Hive, you know, things like that amongst that main storyline. And assuming, well, it's not really assuming, we know we'll have Dick Grayson helming the Titans Tower as his heroic identity as Nightwing. It'd be great if in, you know, certain episodes we do have that paused for a moment and then bring in a Dr. Light-esque villain. Does that make sense? And I feel like my points here are only supported by what they're setting up as well. I mean, the Titans are blatantly going to come back together, right? We're going to have Nightwing in the tower leading the Titans, as, you know, it should be the case. So for them to be an operating Titans 2.0 officially in the first time properly since the 4 or 5 year ago flashbacks with the original Titans team, you have to have them fighting freaking, you know, villains. You have to do that. Come on, Titans, you have to do that. So my safe assumption there would be, hopefully they already know this. Hopefully with whatever villain they're bringing in, likely being Blackfire, but as I said, I'm still hoping for another mix to be thrown in. Maybe there's not going to be an overarching big bad, but it might be like 2 shared villains, as I keep saying. But you know how like The Flash season 6 is kind of bringing in, well, they've brought in Bloodwork, but we're going to get a whole new back half villain. Maybe kind of do something like that, or kind of balance them at the same time, whether that's Blackfire, Lex Luthor, or like Hive or whatever. It doesn't really matter, but blend all of these things together, have the team operating in a proper true Titans fashion, And I think that would be great. I'm not saying that I haven't enjoyed season 2 there, just because I have enjoyed it. I have enjoyed the journey. I've understood what they're going for. I also understand how that frustrates some fans, just because some of the critique is like too much talking out of costumes, blah blah blah. I get that. I do get that, but I also get with what they were going with. Like, for example, if Raven just somehow teleported and transcended all of that character development. Same with all the other characters who needed that, like Dick Grayson as well, and just jumped into the Nightwing costume, and Raven had a costume in as of episode 2 or 3, you would also have the other half of people saying, this was so rushed. How did they get to this point? This isn't right. It feels like they shouldn't be this team of heroes instantly tackling villains. I get that as well. So I always try and see both sides of the fence. I'm not saying the way they've done it has been perfect. I just feel like we are where we are now. I've enjoyed the journey for what it is, and I feel like they have intelligently scattered Deathstroke in there, which has given a really interesting journey to Dick Grayson, because this all applies to him very much so relevantly, and to his journey into transcending and evolving into Nightwing, because it's something that haunts him from the past. But you need to kind of leave all of that behind now, because these characters have grown up into a point where they can function not as a dysfunctional family really anymore, but as an actual team. But yeah, please bring a proper heroic Titans team dynamic. And maybe I'm just, speaking into like an empty hallway right now, because this probably is already going to happen in season 3. I at least hope so. Just because it would be weird if you have Nightwing. It would be weird if you have him like conducting a Titans team in Chicago, but yet you're still not the Titans. But I've been going on about this point for way too much. As you can tell, I think this is probably the main thing I want to see in season 3. If not, it's probably one of the only things they really need to properly change. I just realized this is probably turning into a long video, but up next, what else do I want to see in season 3? I've got through the main point now. I think you kind of get the gist of that. I've both defended it and seen what they've been going for, but regardless of any of that, it needs to like move forward now. Like accelerate into your lane, Titans. You have established the Titans growing together, so freaking move with the next phase of the actual Titans next season. But what else do I want to see? More Titans and less Titans. I hate to say this. I really do. I really do. I almost don't want to say this. Hank and Dawn, and Donna to a good degree, I love them. I really do. I love Minka Kelly. I love Alan Ritchson as Hawk. I love Connor Leslie as Wonder Girl. But at the minute, I'm maybe not as much for Connor Leslie's character, because she could still be a mentor like Dick Grayson, but it still actually is a point, just the same as Hank and Dawn. Right now, to a lot of people, their characters kind of feel very redundant in this season. It kind of feels like they're being kept in for sentimentality's sake, if that makes sense. And I am almost guilty of, I would be almost the same. If you've been watching my review since the beginning, I have loved their characters. They have been my favorite characters, and I would borderline want to keep them in this show to the point where it may do damage, and I was just writing stuff that just didn't seem engaging for them. And I think that is what's happened, because what they've been given as of late or mid-season this season has felt kind of like they didn't really need to be there. And and I don't want to be as harsh as one-dimensional with their story right now, but I did mention that with what's going on with Hank and Dawn at the minute. Unless things are written for them to the point where it really does make sense for them to be with the Titans and in the Titans Tower, then I don't really see why they're kind of sticking around. Maybe things will change by the end of the season, which is why maybe this is almost a bit early to say things like this in what I want to see from season 3, if they're not going to be as engaging to fans, because I've seen a lot of criticism here, and maybe some of you guys will leave me your sentiments about this in the comments down below, but maybe we could be replaced with other Titans. Maybe bring Roy Harper in, if it fits with whatever new threat there is. Maybe it doesn't even need to necessarily, because if they're an engaging Titans team, a superhero crime fighting force next season, you don't really need all that much of an excuse to bring in a new Titan if they want to, just be a Titan. It might be like another episode of Young Justice kind of thing, because this is very Young Justice-y vibes at times. But I have to say it, like Connor Leslie's Wonder Girl, like what is there going to be for her next? I get Starfire, I think very much so as a place. She is a mother figure of the group. group. She keeps balance in a lot of areas. She is great. She has a connection with Raven, Dick Grayson. She's been there since the beginning, and I feel like that works. I don't really have anything to say about that. Plus, her storyline is going to very much so segue very nicely into the next season. So yeah, I hope you kind of understand where I'm coming from with Hank, Dawn, and Donna to a degree. It's just going to be interesting to see if they keep him in next season. I wouldn't even say the same about Jason Todd, because there's things going for him that I don't even need to explain where his arc can go. That's fine. But Hank, Dawn, and Donna, I hate to say it because I love the old Titans. They're like some of my favorite things about this show. But I don't really see what's there for them. But hey, I'm not in the writer's room. I'm not brainstorming ideas. Maybe they're going to come up with something. Maybe it will be just as simple. I say it's simple, but I did point that out with like Roy Harper coming in, that they decide to be Titans. Maybe they do at the end of the season just want to be a crime-fighting heroic force, just like Nightwing will be, just like Batman is. Just like the Justice League is. The Titans will be the Titans, and maybe that would be good enough. But they need to write an engaging thing for next season for those characters, to the point where maybe it won't maybe apply so specifically to each character, but those characters will be implemented where they need the backup to face whatever villain they're facing next season. One of my main ones as well, and I don't know if we're going to get this, because there are things that exist that I don't fully understand this closed, like I feel like I understand the industry to a degree because I talk about these shows, but there are even closed curtains that we can't really peek behind all the time either, in terms of like limitations of the show. I'm sure you heard that Batman was meant to be in this season. There was a Batsuit made, I can tell you that, but it seems like it's not going to be implemented now for various reasons, and I don't need to go into that because it's the same reason as to why most of you know why the Joker can't be definitively used on TV apart from like a face down dead body like in season 1 kind of thing. So like, I want a speedster. I would love Wally, but I don't know if that's going to happen for the reasons I basically kind of just said. I know Wally isn't really in the Flash much anymore, but there may be behind the scenes, behind the curtains kind of reasons in a similar way. I think a speedster would be amazing on Titans, but then again, that does introduce kind of problems. Why can't a speedster solve everything? There's always going to have to be reducing elements. That this is a problem the Flash faces as well, where you could argue in many methods of the week the Flash could have still gone after them, could have gone about it a different way, and completely boom, got them. But you introduce almost very stupid elements that you want to dig a hole into in a review or just as a fan criticism, where it's like the speedster's been undermined because in all reality, unless they had a power where it interrupts their mind or something like that, or just anything like that, how are you going to defeat a speedster? So it's interesting. I still want to see it. I think they would somehow pull it out the bag. I think no matter what you do with a speedster, it will somehow be a bit like, okay, OP, but we're going to have to face that one way or another. Vigilantes are a lot more easier because they're just human beings at the end of the day. But I don't know what else really I would want to add to it. I've already spoken about how there needs to be more action. There needs to be an actual team dynamic to the Titans next season, in terms of what you would almost pick up a Titans comic, you know, run and read it as so, because, you know, why not? More Titans, less Titans thing. I've already spoken about that. That makes sense to me. I would like to see more characters like a speedster kind of thing. But other than that, I don't really know. I feel like I enjoy the show enough as it is, that if those changes were implemented, Titans could really live up to its potential. That Titans season 3 will be coming fall next year. You can assume an October or September, as it was this year, release date, ending sometime early December. Now, I've probably forgot to talk about something, despite this being a very long video as usual, so I will leave that to you guys to leave your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think of this news? Titans getting another season? Whether you were apprehensive about Titans and still not enjoying it maybe, do you feel like despite the journey now, you know, they've taken and Nightwing will be a thing, do you have optimism for the new season, knowing that it probably will be a lot more action based with a Titans crime fighting force actually unified? Or are you already enjoying the show and you feel the same way and you're just more excited for those things to come? Doom Patrol Season 2 is in production. We've already got little kind of Instagram teasers from Diane Guerrero saying, you know, Crazy Jane is back and stuff like that. So make sure you subscribe to this channel for any updates regarding Doom Patrol, because it is now in full swing, filming. So, you know, get ready for that, guys, because I will be keeping you up to date with anything you need to know based on Doom Patrol, because I know a lot of you are Doom Patrol fans, some of you aren't, but this is the place for that as well. So make sure you are subscribed to not miss out on anything. Other than that, everyone, like this video if you did enjoy it. Check out my past couple of videos appearing here. You can support me on Patreon. I do have those links down in the description below, along with my Discord server, along with my social media. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you Titans in the next video. Goodbye.